Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. Today, we're conducting a rigorous analytical look at an unprecedented legal clash in the tech sector. We are talking, of course, about the ongoing litigation between Elon Musk and Sam Altman regarding the fundamental structure and the ultimate future of OpenAI.
To systematically examine this dispute, we'll follow a strict five-part agenda today. First, the commencement of the high-stakes trial. Second, the origins of the dispute. Third, the multi-billion-dollar damages at play. Fourth, the risks to OpenAI's corporate conversion. And finally, the broader industry implications.
Let's dive right into Section 1. The high-stakes trial begins in federal court in Oakland, California.
As reported by CNBC in their piece, Jury Selection Kicks Off in Musk v. Altman Trial, Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers is presiding over the proceedings. Now, Kaja Whitehouse, an editor on LinkedIn, highlighted some really interesting reporting by Natalie Musumezdici and Catherine Lee over at Business Insider. They noted Sam Altman's personal attendance during jury selection. From a legal standpoint, it's highly unusual for high-profile defendant to attend civil jury selection when they aren't legally mandated to be there. This strategic move suggests an acute awareness of the stakes. Clearly, Musk's legal strategy aims to scrutinize Altman's fundamental trustworthiness right in front of those selected jurors.
This brings us to the central corporate face-off. On one side, you have Elon Musk, a foundational co-founder of OpenAI and the current founder of the rival firm xAI. On the other side is Sam Altman, OpenAI's presiding CEO. These two figures, alongside President Greg Brockman, were actually quite aligned in their vision when they co-founded the AI lab together. But now, they represent fundamentally opposing views on the organization's legal obligations, its corporate governance, and its overall ethical trajectory.
Moving on to Section 2, we'll examine the origins of the dispute, specifically looking back at those early nonprofit pledges and blurred visions.
A chronological look at the organization's history really provides the necessary context here. Back in 2015, Musk, Altman, and others co-founded OpenAI explicitly as a nonprofit organization. Fast forward to 2018, and Musk formally departed from the OpenAI board of directors. 5 years later, he launched his own competing AI company, xAI. And this divergence ultimately culminated in 2024, when Musk formally filed suit against OpenAI, Altman, and Brockman.
This legal rupture is starkly framed by the broader media landscape. In an article titled "Elon Musk and OpenAI CEO Sam Altman Head to Court in High-Stakes Showdown Over AI," ABC News characterizes the litigation as a high-stakes trial revolving around the alleged betrayal, deceit, and unbridled ambition that blurred the bickering billionaires' once-shared vision for the development of AI. From an academic and analytical standpoint, these allegations of deceit are absolutely central to the plaintiff's argument that the original corporate mandate was intentionally subverted.
That takes us to Section 3, where we transition to analyzing the staggering financial stakes and the multi-billion-dollar damages involved.
The financial figures associated with this lawsuit are frankly staggering. According to a report by Reuters titled "Live Outside Court Amid Jury Selection for Musk, Altman's OpenAI Trial," Musk is seeking up to $150 billion in damages from both OpenAI and Microsoft, which, as you likely know, is one of OpenAI's largest institutional investors. Furthermore, Jake Perez, writing for LinkedIn News in his piece "Elon Musk-Sam Altman Clash Begins After Jury Chosen," notes that the damages pursued amount to up to $134 billion. Regardless of the exact final figure, the exposure for OpenAI and its partners represents a truly historical sum in corporate tech litigation.
However, the plaintiff's legal strategy regarding these damages is highly specific. Musk has publicly stated his intent to donate any awarded proceeds directly back to OpenAI's original charitable efforts. Analytically speaking, this is a highly calculated maneuver. It serves to reinforce his central thesis that the organization was always intended to function for humanity's benefit, thereby directly testing that original nonprofit pledge in the eyes of the jury.
In Section 4, we'll explore OpenAI's corporate future and the systemic risks of a forced conversion.
The political and regulatory publication Politico succinctly analyzed this exact risk. In their reporting, they observed that this feud is threatening to blow up OpenAI's leadership and unravel its hard-won corporate conversion. You see, if the plaintiff prevails, the verdict could entirely upend the complex, new for-profit structure that OpenAI successfully negotiated with the Attorneys General of California and Delaware. And it's important to remember that this very structural conversion is what previously unlocked billions of dollars in venture capital and institutional investment, effectively paving the way for a potential initial public offering.
The information in their article, Elon Musk's legal war with OpenAI's Sam Altman, set for showdown in court, frames the existential nature of this dispute perfectly. They describe the litigation as a test of whether the company's nonprofit origins can still constrain its $852 billion future. This presents a fascinating question of corporate jurisprudence for us to consider. To what extent do foundational nonprofit charters legally bind an entity that later transitions into a highly capitalized, global commercial enterprise?
Finally, in Section 5, we'll look at the broader industry implications regarding the responsible development of AI.
As noted by industry observer Greg Fitzgerald on LinkedIn, highlighting the work of Caitlin Babcock for the Christian Science Monitor, the underlying philosophical debate here simply cannot be ignored. Babcock writes, a centerpiece of the trial is likely to be what role a company should have in ensuring responsible development of artificial intelligence. At its core, this trial is a referendum on corporate responsibility, governance, and the ethical guardrails required when developing frontier technologies that will predictably alter the global economic landscape.
So, we are left to consider this fundamental analytical question. Will the nonprofit origins of AI ultimately constrain its trillion-dollar future? The jury's eventual advisory verdict, while only one phase of this broader legal battle, will undoubtedly signal how the American judicial system balances early philanthropic pledges against the realities of massive, rapid commercialization in the tech sector.
Thank you for joining us for this analysis. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. If you like these videos, use the QR code at the beginning to buy us a coffee or hire us to coach you or your employees in AI. Please subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel and like, comment, and share